Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through 140 fascinating facts about the beloved world of Zelda, a universe that has enchanted players for decades. What began as a single, timeless adventure in the land of Hyrule has blossomed into an expansive legacy, weaving intricate tales of heroism, wisdom, and courage. Tonight we will wander through the heart of Zelda's rich history, through its enchanting music, its complex characters, and the breathtaking worlds it brings to life. Together, we will explore the origins of the series, the brilliant minds behind it, and the magic that has made it a cornerstone of gaming for generations. Each soft fact will guide you deeper into this world where light and shadow dance, and where every adventure leaves a mark upon the heart. Take a moment to settle in, my friend, and let the weight of your day slowly lift as we drift into the world of Zelda. Feel the soft rhythm of your breath as you exhale, letting your body relax into this peaceful moment. The night is calm, the air is still, and you are safe here, free to let your thoughts wander into the comforting embrace of this story. And if you find joy in stories like this, you are always welcome to subscribe and softly share where you are listening from tonight. Now, with a gentle breath and a quiet heart, we'll begin our journey through the first whispers of the Zelda universe, where adventure awaits just beyond the horizon. Fact 1: The Legend of Zelda series was born from the mind of Shigeru Miyamoto, who sought to create a game that would capture the thrill of adventure, exploration, and discovery. Inspired by his own childhood memories of wandering through caves and forests, Miyamoto envisioned a world where players could lose themselves. The first Zelda game, released in 1986, gave birth to a sprawling universe of mythical creatures, hidden treasures, and epic quests, all framed within the quiet beauty of Hyrule's landscapes. The game's sense of freedom and wonder would forever change the way games told stories. Fact 2: In the early days of the Zelda series, Miyamoto and his team struggled with creating a game world that felt alive and interconnected. The breakthrough came with the introduction of the overworld concept, which allowed players to journey freely between different areas. This design choice set Zelda apart from other games at the time, which were often confined to linear paths. The open world of Zelda became its heart, inviting players to explore at their own pace, discover hidden secrets, and engage with the world's mysteries, much like an uncharted land waiting to be uncovered. Fact 3: The series' iconic protagonist, Link, was designed to be a relatable figure for players, someone they could easily identify with on their journey. Miyamoto wanted Link to be every player's adventure, a silent hero whose actions spoke louder than words. His green tunic, pointed hat, and unwavering courage became symbols of the series, but it was his journey, his growth, that truly resonated with players. Whether he is a boy embarking on his first adventure or a seasoned hero returning to face new challenges, Link's story is one of transformation and resilience, echoing the universal quest for self-discovery. Fact 4: The Legend of Zelda series has always been about more than just gameplay. It has been about atmosphere. The series' music, composed by Koji Kondo, plays a crucial role in creating the emotional depth of the games. From the opening notes of The Legend of Zelda's theme to the haunting melodies of Ocarina of Time and the joyful tunes of Wind Waker, the music brings the world to life. Each piece evokes a sense of wonder or melancholy, perfectly matching the mood of each scene. The music has become as beloved as the games themselves, guiding players through every triumph and every loss. Fact 5. One of the most beloved elements of the Zelda series is the recurring theme of light and darkness, a duality that permeates its storytelling. Whether it's the eternal struggle between Link and Ganon, or the balance between the sacred Triforce and the forces of evil, these themes are reflected in the design of Hyrule itself. Light and shadow are not just present in the story, but in the landscape too. From the sun dappled fields of the sacred realm to the eerie twilight of the Twilight Princess, the game's environments embody this contrast, drawing players into a world where nothing is ever truly black and white. Fact 6. In the world of Zelda, the concept of time holds great significance. The series often explores how the passage of time affects both the characters and the world they inhabit. Ocarina of Time, one of the series' most iconic titles, focuses heavily on time travel, with Link moving back and forth between his childhood and adulthood to solve puzzles and save the land of Hyrule. This mechanic introduced a sense of urgency, but also nostalgia, as players experienced the same world in two different time periods, each filled with subtle differences that made the journey feel even more profound. Fact 7. The Triforce, the sacred relic of the Zelda universe, has been a central symbol throughout the series. Composed of three pieces, power, wisdom, and courage, the Triforce represents the balance of these three forces. Each piece has its own protector, Ganon, Zelda, and Link, respectively. This powerful symbol not only drives the story forward, but also reflects the moral compass of the games. The Triforce is a reminder that true strength is found not just in power, but in wisdom and courage, and that balance is the key to overcoming even the greatest of challenges. Fact 8. The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time is often regarded as one of the greatest video games ever made, but its development was filled with challenges. The team at Nintendo was pioneering the use of 3D graphics in a way that had never been attempted before, making the game both an artistic and technical challenge. The iconic ocarina instrument, which Link uses to control time and the elements, was also a symbol of innovation. Its musical notes created a connection between the player and the world of Hyrule, further blurring the line between reality and fantasy. Fact 9. Link is known for wielding many different weapons throughout his adventures, each one contributing to the sense of wonder and variety in Zelda's gameplay. One of the most iconic is the Master Sword, a blade of pure light that is said to be able to defeat the evil forces that threaten Hyrule. However, Link's other weapons, such as the bow and arrows, bombs, and hookshot, also serve as crucial tools for solving puzzles and defeating enemies. Each item is carefully integrated into the world of Zelda, contributing to its sense of adventure and exploration. Fact 10. The rich lore of Zelda extends far beyond the games themselves. Over the years, various books, manga, and spin offs have expanded on the stories and characters of the series. The Legend of Zelda manga, written and illustrated by Akira Himekawa, reimagines the game's stories in beautiful, detailed artwork, offering fans an alternate perspective on the adventures of Link and Zelda. These adaptations allow players to delve deeper into the world of Zelda, exploring the emotional and philosophical themes that are woven throughout the games. Fact 11. The Legend of Zelda is known for its intricate and immersive world building, and much of this is achieved through its detailed geography. Each game in the series introduces new regions of the vast land of Hyrule, ranging from lush forests to vast deserts, towering mountains, and deep oceans. One of the most beloved settings is the Kokiri Forest, where Link's journey begins. Its magical, vibrant atmosphere, filled with woodland creatures and mystical energy, is a stark contrast to the darker, more perilous lands that Link must explore. These shifting landscapes mirror the character growth that players experience with each game. Fact 12. The series' iconic enemies, especially the evil sorcerer Ganon, have become deeply embedded in pop culture. Ganon, also known as Ganondorf in his human form, is the main antagonist in many of the games. His character represents the embodiment of darkness and evil, seeking to control the sacred Triforce and plunge Hyrule into chaos. Despite his malevolent nature, Ganon is a tragic figure, driven by his insatiable desire for power. The enduring appeal of this antagonist lies in his complexity and the mythic role he plays in Link's ongoing struggle between good and evil. Fact 13. In the world of Zelda, the presence of the goddess Hylia plays a central role in shaping the series' narrative. Hylia is depicted as a divine being who, through her wisdom and grace, helps guide the land of Hyrule. In Skyward Sword, the connection between Link, Zelda, and Hylia is explored more deeply. Hylia's essence resides within Princess Zelda, making Zelda not only a protector of Hyrule, but also a divine figure. This connection between Zelda and Hylia underscores the recurring theme of destiny and sacrifice, as Zelda often must face immense challenges in order to protect her people. Fact 14. The Zelda series features an array of magical and mystical items that are as crucial to the gameplay as they are rich in symbolism. Among these, the ocarina stands out as a musical instrument of immense power. Introduced in Ocarina of Time, the ocarina allows Link to manipulate time, summon rain, and even change the course of destiny itself. The act of playing the ocarina transcends the traditional idea of using an item. It becomes a means of interacting with the world, of connecting with forces beyond the physical realm. The instrument thus holds both a narrative and thematic importance in the series. Fact 15. The Zelda series is famous for its puzzles, which form the backbone of its gameplay. These puzzles are not only a test of logic, but also reflect the theme of discovery that runs throughout the franchise. In many games, Link must solve intricate puzzles within dungeons to progress, often involving the use of special items like the boomerang or bombs. These puzzles, while engaging, also add to the sense of wonder that defines Zelda, as they encourage players to experiment and think outside the box. The joy of finding a hidden solution mirrors the satisfaction of exploring the world itself. Fact 16. One of the most unique elements of the Zelda series is its timeline, which for many years was a topic of mystery and speculation. The timeline was officially revealed in Hyrule Historia, a book that outlines the chronological order of events in the Zelda universe. The timeline is divided into 3 branches, each stemming from the events of Ocarina of Time, and it traces the evolution of Hyrule through various alternate realities. This complexity not only rewards dedicated fans, but also adds a layer of depth to the series, making each new entry feel like a part of an ongoing legend. Fact 17. Zelda, the princess herself, is far more than just a damsel in distress. Over the years, she has evolved into one of the most complex and empowering female characters in gaming. In titles like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, Zelda plays a more active role in the story, stepping beyond the traditional passive princess archetype. In Skyward Sword, Zelda is a fearless warrior who helps guide Link on his journey. And in Breath of the Wild, Zelda's intelligence and leadership qualities shine as she battles to protect Hyrule from the ancient evil that threatens it. Fact 18: the Zelda series has a long tradition of hidden secrets and Easter eggs, rewarding players with an extra layer of depth to the games. These secrets range from hidden rooms and rare items to nods to other Nintendo games and references to the real world. One of the most famous Easter eggs is the inclusion of the secret cow in Ocarina of Time, which could be found in a hidden room in Lon Lon Ranch. Discovering these hidden gems adds a sense of magic and discovery to the game, making the world of Zelda feel even more mysterious and alive. Fact 19: one of the most enduring aspects of the Zelda series is its deep connection to mythology and folklore. From the divine Triforce to the recurring motifs of light, darkness, and rebirth, Zelda is steeped in the traditions of ancient legends. The series pulls inspiration from a wide array of mythological sources, including European, Japanese, and Middle Eastern folklore. This rich tapestry of influences gives the series a timeless quality, allowing it to resonate with players from all cultures and backgrounds. Every quest in Zelda feels like it is part of a larger ancient myth waiting to be told. Fact 20: the Legend of Zelda franchise has not only left a mark on the gaming industry, but has also had a significant impact on popular culture. From merchandise to spin off games, the world of Zelda has expanded beyond the confines of its original platform. Zelda has inspired countless fans, artists, and musicians, many of whom have paid homage to the series through fan art, fan fiction, and music covers. The influence of Zelda reaches far beyond gaming, with its themes of heroism, friendship, and destiny touching people in ways that words alone could not capture. Fact 21: the Zelda series is not only beloved for its storytelling and gameplay, but also for its innovative mechanics. In The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the concept of parallel worlds was introduced, where players could explore both the light world and the dark world. This clever mechanic allowed the game to explore themes of duality and contrast, mirroring the game's overarching battle between good and evil. The use of these two worlds, each with its own rules and puzzles, created an entirely new layer of complexity and depth that would become a hallmark of the series. Fact 22: the design of the Zelda games often features a careful balance between exploration and narrative. In many of the titles, the protagonist, Link, is given a vast world to explore, filled with hidden secrets and puzzles. Yet while exploration is encouraged, the narrative unfolds in a way that makes it impossible to lose sight of the central quest. This balance between freedom and focus allows players to feel immersed in the world while still being propelled forward in the story. It's this harmony that gives each Zelda title its unique charm and sense of wonder. Fact 23: in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the open world was taken to new heights with an unprecedented level of freedom. For the first time in the series, players could tackle the game's challenges in any order they wished, without being bound by the structure of traditional dungeons or linear storytelling. The world itself felt alive, with weather systems, day and night cycles, and an environment that reacted to the player's actions. This Shift in design was both a return to the exploratory roots of Zelda and a bold step forward into a new era of gaming. Fact 24. The magic of the Zelda series often lies in its ability to evoke emotion through silence and subtlety. Many of the most powerful moments in the games occur not through grand speeches or dramatic cutscenes, but through quiet moments of reflection. In Wind Waker, the scene where Link gazes out over the vast ocean, searching for his sister, is one such example. The silence, coupled with the soft breeze of the sea and the gentle music, creates an atmosphere of yearning and loss, a feeling that stays with players long after they've finished the game. Fact 25. A recurring motif in the Zelda games is the theme of reincarnation and the cyclical nature of time. This concept is most evident in the idea of the chosen hero, where Link, Zelda, and Ganon are reborn in different eras, each time facing the same struggles and challenges. In Ocarina of Time, Link's journey is a direct reflection of this cycle as he moves through time, changing the past and future. This theme not only adds layers of depth to the story, but also highlights the timeless nature of the series, where the past, present, and future are intricately linked. Fact 26. The villains in the Zelda universe are often more than just obstacles for Link to overcome. They are manifestations of darker emotions and ideals. Take, for example, Ganon's constant desire for power. His quest to obtain the Triforce represents an unending hunger for control and domination, a reflection of the dangers of unchecked ambition. Other antagonists, like the sinister forces in Majora's Mask, delve deeper into the psychological and emotional struggles that people face, making the conflict between good and evil in Zelda not just external, but deeply personal and symbolic. Fact 27. The relationship between Link and Princess Zelda is one of the most touching aspects of the series. In many games, Zelda is more than just a damsel in distress. She is a partner, a protector, and a leader in her own right. In Skyward Sword, Zelda is not only a guiding force for Link, but also a formidable character in her own journey. Their bond grows stronger as they face trials together, with Zelda often embodying the wisdom and compassion needed to complement Link's courage. Their connection represents the balance of strength and grace in the face of adversity. Fact 28. The Zelda series is famous for its detailed and immersive dungeons, each one a puzzle-filled challenge for Link. These dungeons, often set in intricate temples or mysterious caves, are not only filled with enemies to defeat, but also serve as symbols of the internal struggles faced by the hero. In The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, the concept of merging into walls was introduced, allowing Link to navigate through environments in a whole new way. This mechanic symbolized the idea of overcoming obstacles by thinking outside the box, an approach that has become synonymous with the series. Fact 29. Throughout the series, the Zelda games feature a number of companion characters who assist Link on his journey. One of the most iconic is Navi, the fairy who accompanies Link in Ocarina of Time. While some players found her constant reminders to be bothersome, others appreciated her role as a guide, reminding Link and the player of important tasks and events. Other companions, like Midna in Twilight Princess and Fi in Skyward Sword, are more deeply integrated into the story, offering not only guidance, but also emotional depth, helping players connect more intimately with the narrative. Fact 30. The Legend of Zelda franchise has always been a celebration of nature, with many of its landscapes inspired by the real world. From the forests of Kokiri and the rolling fields of Hyrule to the vast desert of Gerudo Valley, the environments in Zelda are often drawn from Miyamoto's love for nature. The beauty of these settings, coupled with the gentle sounds of rustling leaves or flowing rivers, creates a sense of calm and serenity, even in the midst of Link's great quests. It is this harmonious relationship between nature and adventure that gives Zelda its unique, timeless charm. Fact 31. The Zelda series is known for its stunning artistic direction, with each game offering a unique visual style that enhances the atmosphere. Wind Waker, for instance, embraced a vibrant, cel shaded art style that made the world of Hyrule appear like a living, breathing painting. The bright colors and expressive character designs evoke a sense of lightness and joy, which contrasts beautifully with the more somber themes of the game. This artistic choice was initially met with mixed reactions, but has since become one of the defining features of the game, appreciated for its timeless charm and emotional depth. Fact 32. Link's trusty sword, the Master Sword, has been a symbol of both hope and strength throughout the Zelda series. Often referred to as the Sword of Evil's Bane, the Master Sword is said to have been forged to defeat the dark forces that plague the land of Hyrule. In Ocarina of Time, Link must prove himself worthy to wield it, and its role as a key item in Link's journey symbolizes the power of courage and purity. The sword represents the enduring struggle against darkness, and its design has remained iconic in every game it appears. Fact 33. The Zelda series has a rich tradition of mystical creatures, many of which have become fan favorites. The Linnels, fierce lion-headed centaurs, are one such creature. First introduced in A Link to the Past, they have become a staple of the series, known for their strength and difficulty to defeat. The Linnels embody the idea of a challenging, formidable opponent that tests the player's skill and courage. Whether encountered in the forests of Hyrule or the wilds of Breath of the Wild, these creatures provide a sense of danger and excitement, reminding players of the ever-present threat of evil. Fact 34. In The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, the game introduced the concept of Link transforming into a wolf, a shift that added a fresh dynamic to the series' gameplay. As a wolf, Link gains the ability to communicate with other animals and navigate through the world in a different way. The transition between Link's human form and his wolf form symbolizes his connection to the natural world and the duality of light and darkness that defines much of the game's narrative. This transformation also echoes the series' recurring themes of change and growth, both personal and external. Fact 35. The Zelda series has always been praised for its strong sense of narrative. The storylines often delve into deep, philosophical, and emotional themes, such as the nature of heroism, the value of friendship, and the consequences of time. Majora's Mask stands as one of the darkest entries in the series, exploring themes of grief, loss, and the fleeting nature of life. In this game, Link is tasked with preventing the moon from crashing into the world, but more importantly, the game focuses on helping the people of Termina come to terms with their impending doom, offering a poignant exploration of the human condition. Fact 36. In Breath of the Wild, the world is not just a backdrop for Link's journey, it's a character in its own right. The game's open world is vast, dynamic, and full of surprises, with weather systems that can change the environment and impact gameplay. From thunderstorms that force Link to seek shelter to the blistering heat of the desert that requires Link to equip special attire, the world of Breath of the Wild reacts to Link's presence in ways that make the game feel alive. This environmental storytelling creates a deeper connection between the player and the world, making every adventure feel personal. Fact 37. The Zelda franchise has been heavily influenced by the history and culture of Japan. From the tranquil forests to the soaring temples, many elements of the series draw on traditional Japanese aesthetics and philosophies. The use of water, for instance, is a recurring theme in many Zelda games, reflecting the importance of water in Japanese culture, where it symbolizes both life and purity. In Wind Waker, the ocean is not just a means of travel, but a spiritual and emotional journey for Link as he searches for his sister. This connection to Japanese traditions helps ground the series in timeless themes. Fact 38. The Zelda series has always included a variety of companions to aid Link on his journey, each offering unique abilities and support. In The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Link is accompanied by Fi, a spirit of the Master Sword, who provides guidance and assists with puzzles throughout the game. Fi is more than just a helpful sidekick. She represents the spirit of the sword itself, a living embodiment of the power that Link wields. Fi's calm demeanor and insightful commentary provide a quiet sense of support, much like the subtle yet constant guidance that wisdom provides on a hero's path. Fact 39. In The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, the game introduces a unique gameplay mechanic where Link can shrink down to the size of a Minish, a small magical race living in the world. This transformation allows Link to explore areas from a completely new perspective, discovering hidden paths and secrets that were previously out of reach. The Minish Cap is filled with imaginative puzzles and environments, showing how the series continually reinvents itself. This mechanic also reflects the theme of perspective, the idea that sometimes, in order to find the solution, we must look at the world from a different point of view. Fact 40. One of the most emotional moments in Zelda history comes in Wind Waker, where Link, having spent so much of the game searching for his sister, finally finds her, only to discover that she has been lost to the sea. This moment, though heart-wrenching, marks a turning point in Link's journey. It forces him to confront the reality of his quest, showing that heroism is not always about victory, but also about learning to cope with loss. It's a powerful reminder that the path of the hero is often as much about personal growth as it is about saving the world. Fact 41. The Zelda series is known for its memorable, often whimsical side characters who add depth and charm to the world. One such character is the fairy Navi, introduced in Ocarina of Time. Though her constant reminders to listen became a point of frustration for some players, Navi's role is essential in guiding Link through the complexities of the game. Her presence, soft voice, and simple yet meaningful advice served as a reminder of the ever-present need for guidance in the hero's journey. Navi's role extends beyond the gameplay mechanics. She represents the inner voice that helps heroes stay on track. Fact 42. Throughout the Zelda series, players encounter a multitude of powerful and often mystical items, each with its own story and significance. One such item is the hookshot, a tool first introduced in A Link to the Past. The hookshot allows Link to reach distant places, grapple across chasms, and even pull enemies toward him. This item, though practical, symbolizes the idea of overcoming obstacles and reaching for what seems unattainable. It serves as a metaphor for the player's journey. No matter how far the goal may seem, the right tool can bring it closer. Fact 43. The concept of fate and destiny plays a significant role in the Zelda universe, particularly in the way Link and Zelda are intertwined. In many games, the bond between these two characters goes beyond friendship. They are often portrayed as destined partners, connected by a higher power. In The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, the two share a connection that transcends time itself, as they both take on roles that have been preordained. This theme of destiny serves as a reminder that even the smallest of actions can have far reaching consequences in shaping the future. Fact 44. The Zelda games are often set in a fantastical version of the real world, with elements of nature and magic blending seamlessly. The design of Hyrule itself draws inspiration from a variety of cultures and landscapes, creating a world that feels both familiar and otherworldly. In Breath of the Wild, the vast open world reflects Miyamoto's love for nature, with forests, mountains, rivers, and lakes that evoke a sense of awe and wonder. The world of Zelda is one where nature and the divine coexist, where every tree, every stone tells a story of magic and mystery. Fact 45. One of the most significant contributions to the Zelda series has been its groundbreaking use of music. Koji Kondo's compositions have become iconic, with songs like the Zelda theme and Gerudo Valley forever etched in the minds of players. Music is more than just background in the Zelda games. It is a storytelling device that enhances the emotional weight of each moment. The ocarina, a recurring instrument throughout the series, plays a unique role in connecting Link to the world around him, enabling him to manipulate time, summon rain, and even unlock the secrets of the land. Fact 46. In Majora's Mask, one of the darkest entries in the series, time itself becomes an antagonist. The game is set in the land of Termina, where the moon is slowly falling toward the earth and the world is on the brink of destruction. Unlike other Zelda games, which focus on linear quests, Majora's Mask has a time based structure, with Link needing to repeat a 3-day cycle to solve the world's impending doom. This loop, while stressful, also encourages deep exploration and understanding, emphasizing that even in the face of inevitable disaster, time offers opportunities for growth, redemption, and connection. Fact 47. The Zelda series has a deep connection to the idea of cycles, both in terms of its narrative and its gameplay. From the recurring roles of Link, Zelda, and Ganon, to the cyclical nature of the hero's journey, the franchise explores the concept that history repeats itself. In Wind Waker, for example, the story is set in a flooded world where the past is lost beneath the waves, yet the struggle between good and evil endures. This theme of cycles and rebirth underscores the series' message that no matter how many times history repeats itself, hope can always rise again. 48. In The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, one of the most emotionally resonant moments comes when Link realizes that the island he has been exploring is nothing but a dream. The game explores the blurred line between reality and fantasy, asking players to question what is truly real. This theme of dreams and reality is central to the Zelda series, which often deals with the power of imagination and the role of dreams in shaping the future. In Link's Awakening, The realization that the island and its inhabitants were born from his mind adds a bittersweet layer to his journey. Fact 49. The world of Zelda is filled with memorable creatures, both friendly and hostile. One of the most iconic and endearing creatures in the series is the Kuko, a seemingly harmless chicken that, if provoked, can summon an army of angry birds to attack Link. These creatures have become a light-hearted staple of the series, symbolizing the unpredictable nature of the world. While Kukos are often used for comedic relief, they also reflect the idea that even the most innocent beings can possess unexpected strength, offering a gentle reminder that appearances can be deceiving. Fact 50. The Zelda series is deeply rooted in the concept of legacy. Each game in the franchise builds upon the ones that came before it, creating a sense of continuity that ties the entire series together. This can be seen in the way the Triforce, the Master Sword, and other key elements reappear in different forms throughout the games. The idea that Link and Zelda are part of an ongoing legacy emphasizes the importance of the individual in the grand narrative of history. Every hero, no matter how small, leaves a mark on the world, shaping the future in ways they may never fully understand. Fact 51. One of the most significant changes in the Zelda series occurred with The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, where the game introduced 3D graphics for the first time. This marked a major leap forward in gaming, creating a world that felt both expansive and immersive. The transition from 2D to 3D allowed players to experience Hyrule in a way that was previously impossible, offering a new level of depth to the exploration, puzzle solving, and combat mechanics. The game's use of the Z targeting system, which allowed Link to focus on enemies during combat, was revolutionary at the time. Fact 52. The recurring theme of masks plays a central role in Majora's Mask, where Link uses a series of magical masks to transform into different beings with unique abilities. Each mask represents a different aspect of life, from transformation to the faces we wear in different circumstances. The masks also embody the game's theme of duality, where time, death, and the characters' hidden selves are explored in intricate ways. Majora's Mask is perhaps one of the most emotionally complex games in the series, dealing with grief, loss, and the personal masks we all wear to cope with life's challenges. Fact 53. Throughout the Zelda series, there is a focus on the eternal battle between light and darkness, a theme that is especially prevalent in Twilight Princess. In this game, the land of Hyrule is engulfed by the Twilight Realm, a world that represents the twilight between light and dark. The game's story revolves around Link's quest to restore the balance between these two realms and dispel the creeping darkness. The use of the Twilight Realm as a parallel world emphasizes the delicate balance between light and shadow that is so central to the Zelda series, making it a truly symbolic journey. Fact 54. The character of Ganon, or Ganondorf in his human form, is one of the most iconic villains in video game history. His quest for the Triforce of Power and his desire to rule Hyrule make him a symbol of greed and tyranny. However, his character is also imbued with a sense of tragedy. His origins as a Gerudo king who sought power to protect his people, only to fall victim to his own ambition, highlight the complexities of his motivations. Ganon's presence in the series is a reminder of the fine line between the pursuit of power and the loss of one's soul. Fact 55. The Zelda series has always placed great emphasis on exploration. And one of the best examples of this is the game The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. In this game, Link explores a vast ocean, sailing between islands, each with its own unique challenges and secrets. The game's cel shaded art style makes the world feel like a living animated painting, with each island offering new adventures and mysteries. The ocean itself is symbolic of both freedom and isolation, representing the journey of self discovery that every hero must undergo. Wind Waker's open seas add a sense of wonder and discovery. Fact 56: the Zelda series is not just about physical challenges, but also mental ones. Puzzles are a cornerstone of the series, and many of them require players to think deeply about the world around them. In The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, for example, players must solve puzzles and dungeons that require not only logic and patience, but also a deep understanding of the game's mechanics. The puzzles are not just obstacles, they are opportunities for players to engage with the world in meaningful ways, often leading to a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment when solved. Fact 57: in the world of Zelda, the presence of nature is not just a backdrop, but an active participant in the narrative. The forests, mountains, and seas are all integral to the journey that Link embarks upon. In Breath of the Wild, the environment itself becomes an interactive element of the story, with changing weather, wildlife, and the ability to climb any surface adding layers of immersion. Nature is portrayed as both a sanctuary and a challenge, providing resources for survival while also presenting dangers. This deep connection between the environment and the hero's journey emphasizes the theme of harmony between man and nature. Fact 58: the concept of time plays a critical role in the Zelda series, particularly in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. In Ocarina of Time, time is manipulated through the ocarina, allowing Link to travel back and forth between his childhood and adulthood. This introduces a sense of urgency to the gameplay, as Link must solve puzzles and complete tasks within certain time constraints. In Majora's Mask, the passage of time is even more prominent as Link must navigate a repeating 3-day cycle, with the impending doom of the moon's descent looming over the world. This time based mechanic adds tension and depth to the narrative. Fact 59: one of the most beloved aspects of the Zelda series is the sense of nostalgia it evokes. For many players, the first time they explored the lands of Hyrule left an indelible mark on their hearts. The simple yet profound act of exploring a new world, of seeking out treasure, battling foes, and solving puzzles created lasting memories. The recurring motifs of the Triforce, the Master Sword, and Link's heroism serve as powerful symbols, reminding players of their first adventures and the timeless nature of the journey. Even as technology has advanced, Zelda retains its magic through the emotional resonance it provides. Fact 60: in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, the story is set in the earliest time period of the series' timeline, introducing players to the origins of Link and Zelda. The game's narrative focuses on the creation of the Master Sword and the establishment of the hero's journey. Skyward Sword also introduces motion controls, allowing players to wield Link's sword in a more physical way, enhancing the sense of immersion. The game's exploration of the relationship between Link and Zelda is tender, portraying a bond that transcends time and space. Their connection forms the heart of the story, reminding players of the importance of companionship in the face of adversity. In E61, One of the unique aspects of the Zelda series is its ability to adapt and innovate with each new title while still retaining the core elements that fans love. The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, introduced a fascinating new mechanic, Link's ability to merge into walls as a painting, allowing him to traverse hidden paths and reach areas that were previously inaccessible. This mechanic not only added a fresh, puzzle solving element, but also represented Link's ability to adapt and overcome, symbolizing the hero's ever evolving journey. This new gameplay concept also enhanced the sense of discovery and surprise throughout the game. Fact 62: the Zelda series has always been known for its captivating dungeons, and one of the most memorable is the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. The dungeon is famous for its complex puzzles, including the need to adjust the water level to progress through different areas. It's a challenging test of patience and spatial awareness, but it's also a prime example of how Zelda uses its environments to create a sense of immersion. The Water Temple, with its submerged chambers and eerie atmosphere, remains a favorite for many players due to its depth and the satisfying feeling of solving its puzzles. Fact 63: in many Zelda games, the relationship between the main characters, Link, Zelda, and Ganon, is central to the narrative. However, each game presents these characters in new ways. In Breath of the Wild, Zelda is portrayed as a wise and determined princess who struggles with the responsibility of her power. Her connection to the ancient Sheikah technology and the need to protect Hyrule from the looming threat of Calamity Ganon offers a more independent and strong willed version of Zelda. This shift highlights the growth of the character, who plays a pivotal role not just as a damsel in distress, but as a true leader. Fact 64: the Zelda series is rich with lore, and one of its most fascinating aspects is the presence of the mysterious and ancient Sheikah tribe. The Sheikah are known for their wisdom, stealth, and connection to the divine. In Breath of the Wild, players discover the Sheikah technology that powers many of the game's most important elements, from the divine beasts to the Sheikah slate that Link uses for exploration. The Sheikah embody the themes of knowledge and hidden power that are central to the Zelda universe, reminding players of the importance of understanding the past to shape the future. Fact 65: the Zelda games have always had a way of balancing action and exploration with emotional depth. Twilight Princess is one such example, where Link is transformed into a wolf and must navigate both the physical and emotional landscapes of Hyrule. The game deals with the themes of light and darkness, both in the world and within Link himself. The shadowy Twilight realm contrasts with the beauty of the world above, symbolizing the internal conflict that Link faces. The transformation into a wolf adds a layer of vulnerability to Link's character, making his journey not just one of physical bravery, but emotional growth as well. Fact 66: in The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, the ocean plays a pivotal role, not only as the setting, but also as a metaphor for freedom and exploration. The expansive sea offers players the freedom to chart their own course, sail between islands, and uncover hidden treasures. Yet the ocean also symbolizes loneliness and the feeling of being adrift, as Link searches for his sister and his place in the world. The juxtaposition of adventure and isolation on the open sea is a powerful reflection of Link's personal journey and the balance between seeking answers and the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Fact 67: The recurring theme of light and darkness in the Zelda series is not just a narrative element, but a visual one as well. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, both feature dual worlds, where Link must journey between the light world and dark world, or between different versions of the same land, to solve puzzles and overcome challenges. These contrasting worlds, one full of warmth and hope, the other shrouded in danger and shadow, emphasize the delicate balance between good and evil and the constant fight to restore peace. Fact 68. In The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, the origins of the Master Sword are explored in greater detail. The sword, often seen as a symbol of ultimate power, is revealed to have been created by the goddess Helia herself, imbued with divine magic to protect the land of Hyrule from evil. Skyward Sword's exploration of the Master Sword's origins emphasizes the importance of legacy and the responsibility that comes with wielding great power. The sword itself becomes a representation of Link's role as the hero and the challenges he must overcome to fulfill his destiny. Fact 69. The world of Zelda is filled with characters that provide not only guidance, but also moments of levity. The quirky, often mischievous character of Tingle, first introduced in Majora's Mask, is one such figure who provides both comic relief and a deeper, more nuanced commentary on the world around him. Tingle, with his love for maps and his strange behavior, is a reminder that not all heroes are conventional. His presence adds a touch of humor and eccentricity to the games, showing that even in the most serious of adventures, there's room for the unexpected and the whimsical. Fact 70. The Zelda games have always featured complex and well designed villains, with one of the most iconic being the Dark Sorcerer Ganon. While Ganon's desire for power is central to his character, the Zelda series often presents him in a way that explores his motivations beyond mere villainy. In Ocarina of Time, for example, Ganondorf's rise to power is not just about him seizing control of Hyrule, but also about his need to protect his people, the Gerudo, from destruction. This complexity makes him a tragic figure, not just an embodiment of evil, and adds layers of depth to the overall narrative. Fact 71. The Zelda series is known for its breathtaking landscapes, and one of the most beautiful environments in the franchise is the Lost Woods, first introduced in A Link to the Past. The Lost Woods are a maze-like forest where the player must navigate by following the correct path, as straying too far leads to an endless loop. The ethereal music and the sense of being lost in time contribute to the mystical aura of the woods. The Lost Woods symbolize the journey of self-discovery. Sometimes the path is unclear, and the journey requires patience, intuition, and a sense of inner direction. Fact 72. The Zelda series often explores the idea of overcoming personal limits, and this theme is evident in The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. In this game, Link must face his greatest challenge yet, facing the powerful Calamity Ganon after having lost his memories. Link's journey in Breath of the Wild is not just about saving Hyrule, but about rediscovering his past and rebuilding his strength. As Link faces the trials of the vast open world, he grows and evolves, showing that even the greatest of heroes must sometimes overcome their own doubts and fears to fulfill their destiny. Fact 73. In The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, one of the most iconic and emotional moments, is when Link plays the Song of Time to travel back to his childhood. This powerful piece of music, played on the ocarina, symbolizes not only Link's ability to manipulate time, but also the theme of nostalgia and loss. The Song of Time represents the fleeting nature of youth and the inevitable passage of time. It is both a tool for change and a reminder of the past, serving as a poignant symbol in Link's journey through different stages of life. Fact 74: the Triforce, a powerful relic in the Zelda universe, is central to many of the series' plots. Comprised of three parts, power, wisdom, and courage, the Triforce represents the balance between these forces. While Ganon seeks the Triforce of power to conquer Hyrule, Link and Zelda embody the other two parts. Zelda holds the Triforce of wisdom, while Link, the hero, represents courage. The Triforce's symbolism goes beyond the game world, embodying the idea that true strength comes not just from power, but from the balance of wisdom, courage, and the will to protect what is dear. Fact 75: the Zelda series has a long standing tradition of featuring puzzles that challenge the player's intellect. These puzzles often take the form of environmental challenges, requiring players to interact with the world in creative ways. In Ocarina of Time, one of the most memorable puzzles is the one found in the Forest Temple, where Link must use his newfound ability to aim the fairy slingshot and other tools to uncover hidden paths. These puzzles are not just obstacles, but are deeply integrated into the game's design, offering moments of satisfaction when the player uncovers the solution. Fact 76: the Zelda games often explore the idea of fate and destiny, and one of the most profound expressions of this is found in The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. In this game, players learn about the origins of the Master Sword and the connection between Link and Zelda, which spans across generations. The game explores the idea of a chosen hero, with Link being fated to wield the Master Sword in defense of Hyrule. This narrative emphasizes the cyclical nature of fate, where each hero is part of an ongoing legacy, fulfilling a destiny that has been foretold since the beginning of time. Fact 77: in The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, time is not only a gameplay mechanic, but a central theme. The 3-day cycle in the game emphasizes the importance of every moment and decision. Players are tasked with preventing the moon from falling and destroying the world, but they must also use the time loops to help the people of Termina. The game explores themes of grief, loss, and the passage of time, encouraging players to reflect on the preciousness of life. The time-based structure of the game makes every action feel significant, reinforcing the idea that even small moments can have profound impacts. Fact 78: the relationship between Link and Zelda has always been one of mutual respect, but it is in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild that their bond is given a new depth. In this game, Zelda is portrayed as a strong, independent leader, struggling to unlock the powers within her while also trying to protect Hyrule from the calamity. Link, while silent, supports her in ways that are not always immediately obvious. Their relationship is built on shared experiences, understanding, and a deep sense of duty to their people. It's a partnership that grows stronger with every challenge they face. Fact 79: the presence of mysterious creatures and spirits in the Zelda universe has always contributed to its sense of magic. In Twilight Princess, one of the most intriguing figures is Midna, the impish yet deeply complex character who aids Link in his quest. Midna's character development is one of the most compelling in the series, as she evolves from a seemingly aloof and mischievous ally to a deeply loyal companion. Her tragic backstory and her connection to the Twilight Realm add a layer of emotional complexity to the game, emphasizing themes of sacrifice, loyalty, and the blurred lines between light and dark. Fact 80. In The Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, the ocean is not just a setting, it is a character in its own right. The vast blue sea stretches across the horizon, inviting Link to explore its many islands, each holding its own secrets. The ocean in Wind Waker symbolizes freedom, but also the feeling of isolation. As Link sails across the waters in search of his sister, the ocean represents both a physical and emotional journey. The vast expanse of water reflects the unknown, the adventure, and the internal longing for connection that drives Link throughout his quest. Fact 81. One of the most enduring aspects of the Zelda series is the rich history and lore that underpins its universe. The games frequently hint at a past filled with heroes, gods, and ancient conflicts. In The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, players learn that the very origins of Hyrule and the Master Sword are rooted in a celestial battle between good and evil, a fight that has repeated throughout the ages. This cyclical nature of time, where heroes rise to protect the land, gives the series a timeless quality, and each game adds another layer to the ever expanding history of Hyrule. Fact 82. The Zelda series often portrays the hero's journey as one that involves not only physical trials but deep emotional growth. This theme is particularly evident in Majora's Mask, where Link must confront not only the impending doom of Termina, but also the fears, regrets, and insecurities of the characters he meets along the way. Each of these characters represents a different aspect of the human experience: grief, loss, fear, and hope. Through helping them, Link, and by extension, the player, learns valuable lessons about the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Fact 83. Throughout the Zelda series, the Triforce is a central symbol of balance and harmony. The three pieces of the Triforce, power, wisdom, and courage, represent the qualities necessary to protect and restore balance in the world. Ganon's unrelenting desire for the Triforce of power contrasts with Link's embodiment of courage and Zelda's representation of wisdom. The Triforce serves as a reminder that true strength does not come from a single trait, but from the harmonious balance between these forces. This philosophical undercurrent is woven through every game in the series, reinforcing the idea of unity and the greater good. Fact 84. The Zelda series has a long tradition of featuring dungeons filled with complex puzzles and formidable enemies. The dungeons often reflect the themes of the game itself, whether it's a forest temple symbolizing wisdom, a fire dungeon representing courage, or a water temple symbolizing the fluidity of time. These environments are not just settings for action, but are integral to the story, with each dungeon often tied to a deeper emotional or symbolic meaning. The sense of progression as Link conquers each challenge mirrors the emotional growth he experiences as a hero, making the dungeons both literal and metaphorical journeys. Fact 85. In The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, the ocean plays a key role in shaping the game's narrative. Sailing across vast stretches of water, Link explores dozens of islands, each with its own secrets, characters, and challenges. This open world aspect of Wind Waker marked a departure from the more linear structure of previous Zelda games, offering players the freedom to chart their own course. The ocean symbolizes both freedom and isolation. Freedom in the sense that Link can travel wherever he chooses, and isolation in the sense that he is alone, seeking connection and meaning in a world filled with vast, empty spaces. Fact 86: the theme of courage is central to Link's character throughout the Zelda series. In many ways, Link is an ordinary boy, thrust into extraordinary circumstances. He doesn't seek fame or fortune, but is compelled to act out of a deep sense of duty and courage. Whether it's battling Ganon or solving complex puzzles, Link's bravery is not just physical, it's emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. His courage is what drives him forward, even in the face of overwhelming odds, making him an enduring symbol of the hero's journey. Link shows that true courage lies in doing what is right, even when it's difficult. Fact 87: in The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, players are introduced to the concept of time travel, a central mechanic in the game. Link, the protagonist, uses the ocarina to travel between his childhood and adulthood, allowing him to solve puzzles and complete tasks that would be impossible if he were stuck in one timeline. This innovative approach to storytelling allows the game to explore the theme of change, both in the world and in Link himself. The passage of time in Ocarina of Time emphasizes the idea that nothing stays the same, and sometimes the hero must grow to face his destiny. Fact 88: the Legend of Zelda series has always been about the connection between the hero and the land he protects. In Breath of the Wild, this connection is highlighted through the game's dynamic environments and open world exploration. The land of Hyrule feels alive, with weather systems, wildlife, and changing landscapes that respond to Link's actions. The player is encouraged to interact with the world, climbing mountains, cooking meals, and gathering resources, which creates a sense of immersion and connection. The world of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild is a reflection of the bond between Link and the land he is sworn to protect. Fact 89: one of the most unique features of the Zelda series is its blend of mythological elements with original storytelling. The recurring themes of gods, magic, and legendary relics draw heavily from global folklore, but Zelda weaves them into a narrative that is uniquely its own. The Triforce, for example, represents not just divine power, but the human qualities of wisdom, courage, and strength. The presence of godlike figures, such as the three goddesses who created Hyrule, adds a spiritual dimension to the series. These mythological elements create a world that feels both familiar and fantastical, drawing players into a deeply immersive experience. Fact 90: the Zelda series has always placed a strong emphasis on the theme of rebirth and renewal. Whether it's Link's resurrection from death, the cyclical nature of the hero's journey, or the return of Hyrule after its destruction, each game reflects the idea that even after destruction, there is always the possibility for a new beginning. In Ocarina of Time, Link's journey is a literal and figurative rebirth as he transitions from childhood to adulthood, and in Majora's Mask, the cycle of life and death is explored in a more direct way. This theme of rebirth underscores the hope and perseverance that run through the series. Fact 91: in the Zelda series, music plays an essential role not just in creating atmosphere, but also in shaping the narrative. One of the most iconic instruments is the ocarina, introduced in Ocarina of Time. This magical instrument allows Link to manipulate time, summon rain, and open portals to other worlds. The ability to play songs on the ocarina adds a layer of interactivity, allowing players to feel like they are part of the story. The use of music in the Zelda series highlights the theme of connection between the player, the world, and the characters, creating a unique experience that resonates long after the game is over. Fact 92: the Zelda series has always been known for its deep and complex characters. Princess Zelda, for instance, is not just a damsel in distress, but a powerful figure in her own right. In The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Zelda plays an active role in the story, not only as a princess, but also as a key figure in the battle against evil. Her connection to the goddess Hylia gives her a divine purpose, and throughout the game, she demonstrates wisdom, strength, and the ability to make difficult decisions. Zelda's character arc adds emotional depth to the narrative, making her one of the most memorable characters in gaming. Fact 93: the Zelda games are known for their breathtaking environments, and each new game in the series introduces a unique world for players to explore. In Breath of the Wild, the vast open world of Hyrule offers players unparalleled freedom. The world is filled with diverse landscapes, lush forests, desolate deserts, towering mountains, and serene lakes, each contributing to the game's sense of wonder and discovery. This expansive world feels alive, with weather systems that affect gameplay, wildlife that roams freely, and countless secrets hidden throughout. The beauty of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild is a reflection of the game's focus on exploration and adventure. Fact 94: the Zelda series has always emphasized the importance of companionship and teamwork. Throughout the games, Link is often accompanied by various characters who aid him in his journey. In The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Link is joined by Midna, a mysterious and mischievous character from the Twilight Realm. Midna's character is one of the most complex in the series, evolving from a distant and enigmatic figure to a loyal companion who shares a deep bond with Link. Her presence highlights the theme of trust and the importance of relying on others, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Fact 85: the theme of courage runs deep throughout the Zelda series, and it is perhaps best exemplified in the character of Link himself. Time and time again, Link is faced with impossible odds, whether it's battling powerful foes or solving complex puzzles, but it is his courage that drives him forward. Link is often portrayed as a humble and reluctant hero, someone who does not seek glory, but instead takes action because he knows it is the right thing to do. This selfless courage is a central aspect of his character and is what makes him one of the most enduring and beloved protagonists in gaming history. Fact 96: the Zelda series has a long history of drawing on various mythological and cultural influences to shape its world and characters. Many elements of the series, such as the Triforce, are inspired by real-world myths, particularly those of ancient Greece and other civilizations. The recurring theme of gods and goddesses, as well as the divine intervention in the world of Hyrule, is a direct reflection of mythological traditions. In Breath of the Wild, the ancient ruins and the presence of divine beings continue this tradition, reinforcing the sense that the world of Zelda exists on the edge of the mystical and the divine. Fact 97: one of the most iconic elements of the Zelda series is its focus on puzzle solving. From the very first game, Puzzles have been a key feature of the series, often tied to dungeon exploration and progression. The puzzles in Zelda are not just obstacles, but integral parts of the storytelling. In Ocarina of Time, for example, the puzzles in the temples reflect the themes of the game itself: light, dark, time, and spirit. Solving these puzzles is not just about gaining a reward, but about understanding the deeper meaning of the world around Link as he uncovers its hidden mysteries. Fact 98. In The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the introduction of the Dark World added a new dimension to the series. The Dark World is a twisted version of Hyrule, where the familiar landscape is distorted and filled with dangers. This parallel world mechanic has become a recurring feature in the series, with each version of the Dark World serving as a mirror of the hero's journey. The Dark World symbolizes the challenges Link must face in his quest, representing the internal and external struggles that every hero must overcome in order to achieve their goal. Fact 99. The Zelda series has a deep connection to nature, with many games emphasizing the importance of the natural world. In The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, the ocean is not just a means of transportation, but an integral part of the game's story. The vast ocean serves as both a symbol of freedom and isolation, reflecting Link's personal journey. In Breath of the Wild, the natural world is alive and dynamic, with animals, plants, and even the weather playing a role in the gameplay. The focus on nature in Zelda serves as a reminder of the balance between humanity and the environment. Fact 100. One of the most remarkable things about the Zelda series is its ability to reinvent itself with each new installment while retaining the core elements that make it so beloved. Breath of the Wild marked a bold departure from previous games, introducing an open world where players could explore, solve puzzles, and battle enemies at their own pace. The game's emphasis on freedom, exploration, and discovery captured the essence of what makes Zelda so timeless. Even as the series evolves, it continues to capture the hearts of fans by staying true to the themes of adventure, courage, and the quest for knowledge. Fact 101. The Zelda series has often explored the theme of the cyclical nature of time, particularly in the relationship between Link, Zelda, and Ganon. This cycle of conflict, rebirth, and growth is deeply embedded in the lore of the series. In Ocarina of Time, Link travels between his childhood and adulthood, directly affecting the course of Hyrule's history. In Majora's Mask, the 3-day cycle represents the passage of time and the inevitability of fate. These time-based mechanics not only shape the gameplay, but also emphasize the idea that the struggles of the past always have an impact on the future. Fact 102. In The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, Link's ability to merge into walls introduces a unique mechanic that changes how players interact with the environment. By turning into a painting, Link can access hidden areas and solve puzzles in new and creative ways. This ability symbolizes the connection between the physical and the spiritual worlds, as Link must shift between dimensions to overcome obstacles. The mechanic also underscores the importance of adaptability in the hero's journey, as Link must constantly find new ways to solve challenges and protect the land of Hyrule. Fact 103. The Zelda series has a rich tradition of exploring the relationship between good and evil, often through the lens of light and darkness. In Twilight Princess, The world of Hyrule is shrouded in the Twilight Realm, a world of shadow that represents the corruption of the land. Link's journey is one of restoring balance by dispelling the darkness that has overtaken Hyrule. The game explores the idea that light and darkness are not opposites, but two forces that must coexist in balance. This theme resonates throughout the series, reminding players of the complexities of morality and the importance of maintaining harmony. Fact 104: in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the concept of discovery is central to the experience. Hyrule is vast and filled with secrets, from hidden shrines to ancient ruins. The game's open world design encourages exploration, allowing players to uncover the land's mysteries at their own pace. Every mountain, forest, and river holds the potential for discovery. This sense of wonder is amplified by the dynamic weather system, wildlife, and the day night cycle, which change the environment's behavior. The game emphasizes the idea that adventure is not just about the destination, but about the journey itself. Fact 105: the Master Sword, a recurring weapon throughout the Zelda series, is often referred to as the Sword of Evil's Bane. This legendary blade is said to have been forged to combat the forces of darkness and is one of the most powerful items in the Zelda universe. In Ocarina of Time, Link must prove himself worthy of wielding the Master Sword, a task that symbolizes his growth as a hero. The sword represents the triumph of light over darkness and is a constant symbol of courage and the strength needed to face the greatest of evils. Fact 106: in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, the moon is not just an environmental element, but a central figure in the game's story. The looming threats of the moon crashing into the world creates a sense of urgency, pushing players to take action within the 3-day cycle. The moon's descent is symbolic of impending doom, but it also reflects the cyclical nature of life and death. The game's emphasis on time encourages players to reflect on the fleeting nature of existence and the importance of using each moment wisely. Majora's Mask is a meditation on the passage of time and the inevitability of change. Fact 107: in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, the world is flooded, and the land of Hyrule has been lost beneath the waves. The vast ocean that now covers the world is both a symbol of freedom and isolation. As Link sails across the waters in search of his sister, the ocean represents both an external journey and an internal one. The game's sense of scale and exploration is heightened by the expanse of the sea, and the solitude that Link experiences on his journey reflects the emotional depth of the story. The ocean in Wind Waker serves as both a literal and metaphorical landscape. Fact 108: the presence of the Triforce in the Zelda series is not just a plot device, but a symbol of the balance that must be maintained in the world. The Triforce is divided into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. In Ocarina of Time, the Triforce plays a key role in the battle between Link, Zelda, and Ganon. The Triforce represents the idea that true strength does not come from one aspect alone, but from the harmony between these 3 forces. The recurring presence of the Triforce in the series emphasizes the importance of balance in both the world and the hero's journey. Fact 109: the Zelda series has always placed a strong emphasis on the bond between Link and the world he inhabits. In Breath of the Wild, this bond is made even more tangible as the world of Hyrule feels alive and reactive to Link's actions. The dynamic weather, wildlife, and changing environments create a world that feels both vast and personal. Link's journey through this open world is not just about defeating enemies or solving puzzles, but about experiencing the land in all its beauty and danger. The connection between Link and the world of Hyrule is at the heart of the game's immersive experience. Fact 110: the Zelda series has a long history of introducing memorable side characters who add richness and depth to the world. One of the most iconic is Navi, the fairy companion from Ocarina of Time. While some players found her advice repetitive, Navi played a crucial role in guiding Link through the game's challenges. Her presence also symbolizes the importance of guidance and support in a hero's journey. The relationship between Link and his companions, like Navi, adds an emotional layer to the series, highlighting the importance of trust, loyalty, and the bonds formed during shared adventures. Fact 111: the Zelda series has a rich history of incorporating ancient and mythical themes into its storytelling. One of the most compelling elements is the recurring presence of the goddesses who shaped the world of Hyrule. In Ocarina of Time, players learn about the three goddesses, Din, Nairu, and Ferore, who created the land and imbued it with wisdom, power, and courage. The divine presence of these goddesses is felt throughout the series, shaping the world and the events that unfold within it. Their influence serves as a reminder of the cosmic forces at work in the Zelda universe, guiding the fates of its characters. Fact 112: the use of time as a narrative device has become a signature feature of the Zelda series, notably in Majora's Mask. This game's central mechanic revolves around a repeating 3-day cycle, where Link must prevent the moon from crashing into the world. The cyclical nature of time in the game explores themes of repetition, the inevitability of fate, and the power of choices. The game challenges players to think about how their actions affect the world around them and to reflect on the fleeting nature of time, making each moment feel both urgent and precious. Fact 113: in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the concept of freedom and exploration takes center stage. The game's open world design allows Link to roam across vast landscapes, climb mountains, explore forests, and uncover hidden shrines. The world is dynamic, with changing weather, animals, and the ability to interact with almost everything. This freedom is not just about the physical space, but also about the emotional and personal journey. The game's emphasis on exploration and discovery creates a unique sense of adventure, where every step feels like the beginning of a new chapter in Link's quest. Fact 114: the Zelda series has always featured compelling villains, but none are more iconic than Ganon, the dark sorcerer who seeks to dominate Hyrule. Ganon's motivations are rooted in a desire for control, power, and domination, but his character is more complex than mere villainy. In The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, players learn that Ganon, known as Ganondorf in his human form, was once a king of the Gerudo tribe. His fall from grace, driven by his desire to control the Triforce and conquer Hyrule, adds layers to his character, making him not just an antagonist, but a tragic figure. Fact 115: in Twilight Princess, Link's transformation into a wolf adds a fresh dynamic to the series, both in gameplay and narrative. The wolf form allows Link to interact with the world in ways that his human form cannot, including heightened senses and the ability to communicate with other animals. This transformation represents the duality of Link's nature. He is both a hero and a creature of instinct. The wolf form also reflects the game's themes of light and dark, with Link navigating between the two realms, ultimately working to restore balance and save Hyrule from the encroaching shadows of the Twilight Realm. Fact 116 in The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, players are introduced to the concept of the first hero and the origins of the Master Sword. The game reveals the ancient history of the sword and the connection between Link and Zelda, tracing their relationship back to a time long before the events of previous games. Skyward Sword delves into the mythology of the Zelda universe, exploring the roles of gods, heroes, and villains in the creation of Hyrule. The game's focus on the origins of the Master Sword serves as a reminder of the long standing battle between light and darkness, a theme central to the entire series. Fact 117: The presence of spirits and ghosts is a recurring theme in the Zelda series. In The Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker, for example, the spirits of past heroes appear to aid Link on his journey. These spectral figures are often tied to the land's history, offering wisdom or guidance in times of need. The spiritual elements in Zelda reflect the series' focus on the connection between the physical world and the spiritual realm. These spirits not only serve as plot devices, but also emphasize the ongoing legacy of past heroes and the role of fate in shaping the future. Fact 118: Throughout the Zelda games, there is a deep connection between the hero and the land he protects. In Breath of the Wild, this connection is brought to life through the game's world building. The land of Hyrule is rich with history, ancient ruins, and magical energy that connects everything. From the towering peaks of the Hebra Mountains to the lush forests of the Korok Forest, the world feels alive, with each region offering its own challenges and secrets. This connection between Link and the land emphasizes the idea that a hero's journey is intertwined with the place they protect. Fact 119: The Zelda series often explores the idea of courage and the inner strength required to overcome challenges. Link, the hero of the series, is often depicted as an ordinary person thrust into extraordinary circumstances. His courage is not just physical, but also mental and emotional. In games like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker, Link faces immense personal trials, such as dealing with loss, fear, and doubt. It is his unwavering courage in the face of these struggles that defines him as a hero. Link's journey reminds players that true courage comes from the heart and from the will to do what is right. Fact 120: The Zelda series is filled with memorable side quests and mini games that enrich the gameplay experience. One of the most beloved of these is the quest to collect the various heart pieces scattered throughout the world. These quests often require players to solve puzzles, defeat challenging enemies, or complete difficult tasks. The reward for collecting all the heart pieces is not just a larger health bar, but a sense of accomplishment and discovery. These side quests add depth to the game, providing players with a sense of purpose beyond the main quest and reinforcing the theme of exploration and adventure. Fact 121: The world of Zelda is not just shaped by its characters, but also by its history. And one of the most important historical elements in the series is the timeline. The official timeline, which was revealed in Hyrule Historia, shows that the games are divided into three parallel realities, each one stemming from the events of Ocarina of Time. This branching timeline adds layers of complexity to the Zelda universe, where the same events are experienced differently depending on the timeline. It also reflects the recurring nature of Link's journey. No matter the era, a hero must rise to protect Hyrule. Fact 122. The Zelda series is known for its iconic items and tools, each contributing to Link's quest in unique ways. One such item is the hookshot, first introduced in A Link to the Past. This versatile tool allows Link to reach distant locations by hooking onto specific surfaces, pull enemies toward him, or solve puzzles. The hookshot's design and functionality symbolize the theme of overcoming obstacles, whether it's traversing gaps or pulling oneself to safety. The hookshot represents Link's resourcefulness and determination, helping him navigate the world and face challenges that might otherwise seem insurmountable. Fact 123. The Zelda games often feature dungeons that test not only a player's combat skills, but their ability to solve puzzles and think critically. One of the most memorable dungeons is the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time, known for its intricate puzzles and the need to manipulate the water level to progress. The temple challenges players to think spatially and to adapt to new mechanics, reinforcing the theme of personal growth. As Link conquers each dungeon, it reflects his journey of self discovery, teaching players that overcoming internal and external obstacles is essential to becoming a hero. Fact 124. In The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, the use of cooking and foraging introduces a new level of immersion and realism to the game. Link can gather ingredients from the world around him, whether it's mushrooms from the forest, fish from the rivers, or meat from wild animals. These ingredients can be combined to create dishes that restore health, enhance abilities, or provide temporary buffs. Cooking in Breath of the Wild reflects the idea of self reliance and survival, encouraging players to adapt to their environment and find creative ways to overcome the challenges that Hyrule presents. Fact 125. The relationship between Link and Zelda is one of the most enduring aspects of the Zelda series. In many games, their bond transcends simple friendship, evolving into a deep partnership. In Breath of the Wild, Zelda is portrayed as a leader struggling with the weight of her responsibility. Her role as a powerful figure who must protect Hyrule and unlock her own powers contrasts with Link's more straightforward role as the hero. However, both characters are tied together by their shared mission, with their individual struggles and growth reflecting the theme of unity in the face of adversity. Fact 126. The Zelda series is filled with rich and diverse enemies, each designed to challenge Link in unique ways. One such enemy is the Redead, a terrifying zombie-like creature that first appeared in Ocarina of Time. Redeads freeze Link in place with their chilling scream, creating a tense and frightening encounter. These creatures represent the horror of death and the unknown, a recurring theme in the Zelda series. While they evoke fear, they also serve as a reminder of the constant battle Link faces against dark forces and his courage to press forward despite the terrors he encounters. Fact 127. One of the most significant gameplay elements in the Zelda series is the use of the hero's sword, often referred to as the Master Sword. This iconic blade is said to possess divine power and is used to defeat evil forces that threaten Hyrule. In The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Link is tasked with finding the Master Sword to battle the evil wizard Aghanim. The sword's connection to Link represents the idea that a hero is defined not just by their physical strength, but by their moral resolve. Wielding the Master Sword symbolizes Link's worthiness as a true hero. Fact 128. The Zelda series often explores the theme of loss, particularly in the emotional growth of its characters. In Wind Waker, Link's search for his sister Errol serves as the catalyst for his journey. As the story unfolds, Link not only faces the physical trials of battling pirates and rescuing his sister, but also the emotional challenge of confronting his own feelings of loss and abandonment. The theme of loss is explored in Wind Waker, as Link must come to terms with the changes in his life and the emotional weight of his responsibilities as a hero. Fact 129. In The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, players are introduced to a darker, more complex narrative that revolves around the passage of time. Unlike other Zelda games, Majora's Mask features a constantly repeating 3-day cycle, forcing Link to learn from his actions and make the most of his limited time. The game's narrative focuses on the characters of Termina and their struggles with impending doom, highlighting themes of grief, fear, and the importance of making every moment count. Majora's Mask stands as a poignant reflection on how time shapes our lives and the choices we make. Fact 130. The world of Zelda is vast and varied, with each game introducing new regions that feel both magical and grounded in reality. One of the most memorable areas is the Lost Woods, which first appeared in A Link to the Past and has since been featured in multiple Zelda titles. The Lost Woods is a maze like forest that changes its layout, trapping players in a loop unless they can find the correct path. This mysterious location symbolizes the idea of exploration and the unknown, inviting players to embrace the challenge of navigating through confusion to discover the truth hidden within. Fact 131. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Zelda series is its exploration of the concept of reincarnation. In many of the games, Link and Zelda are depicted as being reincarnations of past heroes and princesses with their destinies bound to the cycles of time. This idea is particularly evident in Ocarina of Time, where Link travels between childhood and adulthood, and in Wind Waker, where Link's ancestor is revealed to have been the hero of a previous age. The theme of reincarnation gives the series a timeless quality, suggesting that the fight between light and darkness is eternal, passed down through generations. Fact 132. Throughout the Zelda series, music has played a key role in setting the tone and enhancing the emotional impact of the games. In Ocarina of Time, the ocarina itself becomes not only a tool for solving puzzles, but also a central part of the game's narrative. The ability to play songs on the ocarina to manipulate time, weather, and events is a testament to the power of music in the Zelda universe. The emotional weight of certain songs, like the Song of Storms or Zelda's Lullaby, stays with players long after they finish the game, highlighting the bond between music and memory. Fact 133. The theme of light versus darkness is a constant in the Zelda series, but it is often presented as more nuanced than simply good versus evil. In Twilight Princess, the land of Hyrule is enveloped by the Twilight Realm, and the line between light and dark becomes blurred. The Twilight Realm is not just a place of evil, but one of hidden beauty, and its inhabitants, like Midna, are not wholly good or evil. The game's exploration of the relationship between light and darkness suggests that both forces are necessary to maintain balance in the world. Fact 134. In The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, the open world exploration aspect of the game is taken to new heights with the vast ocean that spans across Hyrule. Link's boat, the King of Red Lions, becomes a key part of the adventure as he sails across islands, each offering new quests and secrets. The ocean in Wind Waker symbolizes both freedom and isolation, representing Link's personal journey as he sets off to find his sister, Auril. The game's sense of discovery is amplified by the ocean, reminding players that adventure often involves both external exploration and internal growth. Fact 135: the world of Zelda is filled with diverse creatures, each with its own unique characteristics and roles in the games. One of the most notable creatures is the Korok, first introduced in the Wind Waker. These small, forest dwelling beings are the guardians of nature, embodying the spirit of the forest and its connection to the land. Koroks play a key role in the Zelda series by guiding Link on his journey and offering him challenges. Their inclusion reinforces the recurring theme of nature's importance and its connection to the world, reminding players of the harmony between life and the environment. Fact 136: the Zelda series has long been a pioneer in the world of video game design, and Ocarina of Time set new standards for 3D action adventure games. As one of the first games to successfully transition from 2D to 3D, Ocarina of Time introduced mechanics like Z targeting, which allowed players to lock onto enemies during combat. This innovation made battles more fluid and strategic. The game's open world exploration, intricate dungeons, and deep storytelling set a new bar for the genre, influencing countless games that followed and cementing Ocarina of Time as one of the greatest games of all time. Fact 137: the Zelda series is known for its deep and often philosophical themes, and one of the most profound is the idea of sacrifice. In Skyward Sword, Link's journey is not just about defeating evil, but also about understanding the importance of sacrifice for the greater good. Throughout the game, Link faces moments where he must give up something personal in order to protect others. This theme of selflessness is reflected in the game's narrative, where both Link and Zelda must make sacrifices to ensure the safety of Hyrule. This exploration of sacrifice adds emotional weight to the series' larger than life heroism. Fact 138: the Zelda series has a long history of creating iconic, unforgettable soundtracks, and the music in Twilight Princess is no exception. The game's orchestral score, composed by Toru Minegishi, Asuka Ota, and Koji Kondo, is filled with hauntingly beautiful melodies that complement the game's darker tone. From the eerie, atmospheric music of the Twilight Realm to the triumphant theme of the Master Sword, the soundtrack adds a layer of depth to the emotional and narrative experience. The music in Twilight Princess perfectly mirrors the game's themes of light, shadow, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Fact 139: the design of the Zelda series is deeply rooted in the exploration of different cultures and philosophies. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild continues this tradition by introducing the ancient Sheikah technology, which is a blend of both ancient wisdom and advanced technology. The Sheikah, with their mystical abilities and their connection to the divine, represent the intersection of the spiritual and the technological. This theme of balancing different forces, ancient and modern, spiritual and technological, serves as a metaphor for the need to respect both the past and the future in shaping the world. Fact 140: the Zelda series is one of the longest running and most beloved franchises in gaming, and its influence extends far beyond the world of video games. The themes of adventure, heroism, and the struggle between good and evil have resonated with generations of players. The games have inspired books, music, and an artwork, with fans constantly creating new ways to celebrate the world of Zelda. The franchise's impact is undeniable, and its legacy continues to grow, with each new entry expanding on the rich tapestry of characters, stories, and worlds that have made Zelda a timeless part of gaming culture. Thank you for drifting through the world of Zelda with me tonight. May the adventures of Link, Zelda, and the lands of Hyrule stay with you as you sleep. May your dreams be filled with the courage, wisdom, and light that these stories inspire, and may you find peace in the quiet moments of the night. Let your breath be steady, your heart be light, and your mind gently rest. Good night, and may your dreams carry you into a world of magic and wonder, just like the one we've shared tonight.